The bread basket stopped in front of me. Empty. My stepdad's hand rested on it. A subtle warning. "There's only enough for family," he said, voice smooth but coated in fake warmth. I scanned the table. Lobster tails glistening under the soft glow of the lights. Filet mignon steaming beside crystal glasses. My step-siblings laughed, clinking forks and glasses, while my mom kept her gaze fixed downward. She didn't defend me, not even a glance. "Don't make this about you," she whispered, as if the shame belonged to me. So I stayed quiet. It hadn't always been this way. When Mom first met Mark, he was all smiles and charm. Flowers, doors held open, compliments about my grades, calling me sharp like her. I believed him. I even tried calling him Dad once. He laughed and said, "Let's take it slow, champ." But once they married, slow turned into silent. My opinions stopped mattering. My seat at the table shifted from included to tolerated. Mom adjusted faster than I did. He controlled everything, what we ate, where we lived, even what she could spend. And he framed it like generosity, lessons and responsibility. But I noticed her cards disappearing. Her name erased from the lease. Savings merged for simplicity. And mine? "You'll learn to earn, kid." I learned. All right, just not the way he expected. The final push came 2 months before that dinner. I overheard them in the kitchen, Mom quietly crying, Mark unbothered. "He's almost 18, he said. "Once he's out, we can finally breathe." Mom didn't argue. She just agreed. I walked away before they saw me. That was the moment I stopped being their problem and started becoming theirs. First, I gathered information. Restaurant bills, joint credit card usage under Mom's name, transfer histories. I found everything. He thought my silence meant I didn't notice. That's how men like him always fall. They underestimate quiet. I took pictures, built files, stored them in a drive labeled college essays. When Mom was out, I accessed her phone. She had a shared email with him for household coordination. He didn't know she'd saved the password in her notes once. Through it, I discovered his private accounts. The second mortgage on a house under her name, withdrawals disguised as consulting, monthly transfers to his ex-wife hidden as maintenance fees. He was draining her dry. So I planned, open a new account in Mom's name, quietly reactivated her old credit card, rerouted her paychecks to her personal account. She never noticed. She just assumed payroll had fixed something. Then I spoke to a lawyer, laying everything out. He advised me on proof, signatures, statements, timestamps. I collected them all. By the time we sat down for that dinner, the groundwork was done. When Mark said, "There's only enough for family," I almost laughed. He thought he was reminding me of my place. Little did he know, I had already rearranged it. The meal continued. He bragged about his consulting firm, his investments. I nodded, silent, letting him perform. Mom smiled, pretending everything was fine. But I had one final act left. When the server came to check the table, she turned to me. "Would you like to add this to your tab, sir?" "Sir." That word hit him like a pebble. He froze. "Yes," I said. "And also cancel it." She blinked. "Cancel?" I stood calmly. "Yes." Cancel the tab I opened for the entire table. And I added, loud enough for the room to hear, "Please escort table 7 out. They're no longer my guests." Mark's fork clattered. Mom parted her lips, but no words came. The server hesitated until the manager arrived, polite and professional. "Card that opened the tab, please," he asked. I handed it over. Mark tried to protest. "This is ridiculous." I smiled. "No, Mark. What's ridiculous is charging dinner to a card that's already been declined 3 times this week." The manager looked confused. My step-sibling stared. Then, as if on cue, the waiter whispered to the manager. Recognition flickered across their faces. The charges had bounced, just as I arranged. I had frozen the joint account earlier that evening. Every card in his name tied to Mom's Social Security was shut down. The lawyer had filed for financial protection under her name at noon. He had no idea. Every penny he'd siphoned was already flagged. So there he was, red-faced, in front of a crowded restaurant, his family watching the illusion crack open. Mom looked at me, eyes wet, mouth trembling. I didn't comfort her. She had made her choice long ago. I turned to the manager. If there's an issue, send the bill to Mark Thompson. He loves pretending he's a provider. Then I walked out. By the next morning, the locks on the house had been changed.